LeBron and Wade's partnership is like Jordan's game-winning shot against the Utah Jazz. It represents an era, a masterpiece. There are countless fast break styles in the NBA, such as the Lob City combination of CP3 and Griffin, who were once known as the City of Flight. However, only a few have been honored as classics. The NBA is filled with numerous spectacular moments, but LeBron and Wade became a special symbol of that era. If it was just an ordinary fast break, the LeBron-Wade connection wouldn't have reached the pinnacle. These two players created a highly distinctive offensive style. Long passes from deep in the court, basketball flowing through the entire court. Without even touching the floor, they precisely delivered the ball to LeBron for an easy layup. When I looked at the court and then glanced at the shot clock, I couldn't help but gasp. The Miami Heat took only 1 second to score on their offensive possession. They could do things we couldn't even imagine. The collaboration between LeBron and Wade not only showcased their creativity but also exuded a fierce intensity in their fast break style. LeBron during those years was like a human tank, a powerful force as a power forward, and not many dared to stand in his way. But is it just because of this that the LeBron-Wade connection became so special? After all, it's just a fast break, a situation where there's no time to appreciate the defense, and an alley-oop is an easy task for NBA players. So, what makes the fast break connection of this duo so strong? This video will let us discuss the strengths of LeBron and Wade's seamless fast break. Most of the fast breaks we see are executed by players who make steals and take advantage of the opponent's lack of defensive transition to quickly score. That's the typical scenario. In other words, it usually happens when the opponent hasn't fully set up their defense after a change in possession. But LeBron and Wade are different. As long as the opponents haven't completely set their defense, they can launch a fast break. The two of them push the ball up the court together, which is also why many admire LeBron's freakish physical abilities. During that time, he could even play as a power forward. LeBron's speed when sprinting the length of the court was on par with that of guards. So, from a sensory perspective, many people think it's simple because they run fast. Running fast gives them a significant advantage in executing fast breaks. If it's just for a few possessions, it's not a big problem for the defense. What made LeBron terrifying was that he could still execute fast breaks with that speed while delivering his best defensive performances. Back then, LeBron was a physical monster. His speed left defenders in the dust. It wasn't a matter of guards being afraid to make physical contact with LeBron. In most cases, they didn't even have the chance to engage in physical battles. He simply ran too fast. When the Heat grabbed a defensive rebound, by the time the Mavericks had 3 players back on defense, LeBron suddenly accelerated along the sideline, catching them off guard. So, for regular teams, players can only execute a fast break in specific situations. But for this duo, as long as you haven't set your defense, I won't reason with you and will go for the fast break. When we look back at these moments, you'll notice that LeBron's off-ball acceleration is like a highway, clear and unobstructed. Wade, with the ball in his hands, often attracts a significant amount of defensive attention. That's one of the reasons why the LeBron-Wade connection is so powerful. Both players possess strong passing, vision, and finishing abilities. Generally, a fast break involves 2 tasks, the initiator and the finisher, covering both aspects of the play. These 2 players can be said to have it all covered. From our perspective, both LeBron and Wade are well suited for either passing or finishing roles in the fast break. However, from a defensive standpoint, the consequences can be more severe. Many times, defenders unintentionally neglect LeBron while focusing on Wade, who is pushing the ball up the court. Moreover, intercepting Wade's pass seems easier than stopping LeBron's off-ball fast break. But intercepting is easier said than done. The man nicknamed The Flash had reached an insane level of speed. Just how insane? It was that insane. John Wall has been the fastest runner in the NBA for the past decade, but during that era, Wade was the fastest ball handler. The defense was already struggling to get back, and by the time they realized they needed to trap Wade and force him to give up the ball, he had already hit the gas pedal and left the defense in the dust. Technically skilled and fast. Unless a team could slow down the tempo and force the Heat into a half-court game, those teams that fell into the Heat's fast-paced offense didn't have a good outcome. Even the Spurs had many situations where they struggled to contain the Heat's fast-paced offense. If the first 2 aspects made the defense difficult to handle, this last point dealt a blow to many teams' defensive strategies. Wade's passing and LeBron's aerial attacking talent. Wade had exceptional long passing skills, often threading the ball accurately to LeBron by going through 5 defenders. Those long passes truly defied logic. This kind of long pass requires exceptional passing skills from the player. You'll notice that Wade's timing for each long pass to LeBron is impeccable. Such long passes demand high speed and arc in basketball. If the speed is too fast or too slow, it can easily prevent LeBron from receiving the ball. Considering the arc, the defense won't just stand there watching you complete the long pass. In many situations, Wade not only had to evade the defense but also ensure that LeBron could receive the ball as quickly as possible. It's challenging. But Wade's passing alone isn't enough. Just as I mentioned earlier about LeBron's physical abilities, they are essential factors for receiving the pass. Even if Wade can evade the defense and pass the ball over all defenders, the basketball will be in a high and fast state. LeBron needs to accomplish 3 tasks simultaneously in the fast break: running fast, jumping high, and having excellent coordination in the air. In general, when the long pass from deep in the court occurs, LeBron's finishing move is often a layup rather than a dunk. He needs to neutralize the impact force of the basketball in the air and switch to a soft mode to gently guide the ball into the basket with a delicate touch. This requires exceptional aerial coordination for him, even when there's no one in front of him. His tank-like physique is not to be taken lightly. As long as there are no tall defenders in position, LeBron's physical power and ability to hang in the air allow him to score even while being guarded. If there are shorter defenders in position, the outcome doesn't differ much. Taking all these aspects into consideration, this is why the LeBron-Wade connection is so powerful. Compared to regular fast breaks, the LeBron-Wade connection doesn't require highly specific circumstances, they only need the defense to be out of position to qualify for a fast break. But will we see this combination again in the future? It's really unlikely. Aside from LeBron's monstrous physical abilities, players like Wade are also rare. Fast dribbling, excellent passing vision from deep in the court, and strong offensive threats while holding the ball, all these aspects alone reach the threshold of an all-star level. Of course, it must be acknowledged that LeBron and Wade have developed a strong chemistry over the years. LeBron doesn't need to worry about his passes not reaching Wade, and Wade doesn't need to worry about LeBron not catching his passes. It was also after the season that ended in Nowitzki's triumph, when Wade made the concession and handed over the ball to LeBron. It was this trust that elevated their connection to another level. The most valuable and precious thing is that their partnership and friendship became a classic symbol of that era. In the past, every All-Star game had people anticipating partnerships like Jordan and Kobe or other players. In Wade's retirement season, everyone only hoped for one moment: LeBron and Wade connecting on an alley-oop. Fortunately, they completed an alley-oop together, even though we understand that it was their last connection. After watching it, there's still a lot of reluctance in our hearts. I suppose Wade feels the same way. That image of him looking back at LeBron and the celebration during the fast break against the Bucks has truly become a timeless classic. Many netizens interpret it as Wade reminiscing and feeling a sense of reluctance as well. Although this is not Wade's inner monologue, I'm willing to believe it's true. The connection between the two of them has become a cherished memory for so many people's youth.